Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's your old mate Beatle Dave. I hope you're all well and dandy out there in BC land, Beatles collectors, the VC, vinyl community, fellow YouTubers, record collectors from around the world, and anybody else that's just come across this little channel and wants to sit and listen to an old bloke talk a load of crap about records. Right, this is going to be a bit of a different video sort of thing. I thought I'd do like a bit of a catch-up video and tell you what I've been doing in the past month or so. Now, most of you will know that I've been concentrating on starting the new D'Agostini collection. So I think there's either 2 or 3 videos of that already posted. There will be more to come, in the following weeks, months, maybe even years. I am really enjoying doing that though. Excuse me. So I thought I'd show you some of the things that I've got in the past month, what I've been listening to, and basically just a catch up, really, if that's okay with you. Uh, you will probably see this at the weekend, either on Saturday or Sunday, and I will be back at work driving my bus by then. So I am like pre-recording this, and then going to set it to be on one of those days. So the first thing is I came home from work about a week ago, and there was a little parcel that had come. Um, I didn't know what it was. And Sue goes, "It's for you." Goes, "I haven't ordered anything." She goes, "No, I've got you these for you." So they're like Beatles singles. It's nice when somebody just gets you something. Just you know, don't know what she got me, but it is nice. So the first one is Paul McCartney. Uh, it's a press conference. All these press conferences. Um, it says February 1990. Side one, 5 minutes and 9 seconds. PM1. It says Detroit press conference, but then it says made in England. And then on side two, it's again uh, Detroit press conference, February 1990. Side two, 5 minutes 56 PM1, and again it says made in England. So although it was recorded in Detroit in the good old USA, these are pressed in the UK, I should imagine. Well, that's like a see-through one, strawberry red. So that is the label for side one, and then that is the label for side two. Nice though, isn't it? Isn't that nice? My wife to think about me like that and just get me these as like a surprise because I didn't know anything about them until she says, "Here, here's what's them, darling." I just thought I'd treat you. Then these two are Beatles ones. So this one is Vancouver Press Conference Interviews, 1964. Side one, 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Side two, there's two light interviews on that. That's 1 minute 28 and then 1 minute 55. Again, it says made in England. Fab 7 2, this says on it. This is like a purpley coloured one. Nice. The Beatles. Vancouver Press Conference Interviews. I haven't played these yet, by the way. But they look nice, don't they, folks? If nothing else, they look nice. Might even put them up on the wall somewhere. I've got to play them out at some point. And then this one is Chicago and Seattle Press Conference. Side one is 3 minutes and side two is 5 minutes and 40 seconds. And this is from 1966. Nice yellow, coloured vinyl. Coloured vinyl, Beatle Brad, if you're watching. Coloured vinyl. So there's those. Like I say, I haven't had a chance to play those yet. Because my work patterns at the minute are all over. We're changing shifts, we've extended shifts, we're doing more weekends and things like that. Not that you lot would really want to hear that, do you? But at least I've got a job, which is something in this day and age. Yeah, so that's them three, which I thought was really, really nice of Sue to get me. Then I've been tidying up the record room over the past sort of like month. I did do a video on this ages ago, really, very basic video, and it's two-tone 7-inch treasures. So this is like a little box set, which cost or collection of two-tone singles. Now, two-tone was a short-lived sort of like record label in the UK, from around 1979 to around 1981, 82 was a heyday. You can still get the odd record released on two-tone now, but it's, you know, it is just used as basically a imprint. You do get a two-tone flip map, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You get 12 singles in this, so it's not a complete two-tone collection. The first one is the special AKA versus the Selector. So the A side is Gangsters, fantastic song, and then the B side is the Selector by the Selector. The second record is Madness with the Prince, that's the A side, and then Madness is the B side. Buster, he sold the heat, do do do, with a rock steady beat. That's how the Prince goes. The third one is a Selector, On My Radio, and Too Much Pressure. Then we get the specials featuring Rico, A Message to You, Rudy, and Nightclub. Then we get the beat, Tears of a Clown, and Ranking Full Stop. Then we get the special AKA, Too Much Too Young Live, Guns of Navarone Live, Skinhead Moonstomp, Long Shot Kick the Bucket, Liquidator, and Skinhead Moonstomp live. That was the Too Much Too Young live EP, wasn't it? Then we get the Selector 3-Minute Hero and James Bond. Then we get the Body Snatchers, Do Rock Steady, and then Ruder Than You. Then we get the specials, Stereotypes and International Jet Set. Then we get VK with Sea Cruise and Carolina, and it is Oh Carolina, Bom Bom, obviously a ska version of it. Then we get the specials with Ghost Town, Why, Friday Night and Saturday Morning. That's a fantastic song, actually. And then it's the special AKA with Nelson Mandela and Break Down the Door. So that is all of the songs or records that are featured on this thing. So, like I say, it comes in a nice wallet. You get a little thing by Jerry Dammers. You do get the two-tone slip mat. Then you get, I will take these out and show you, because I think it is worth doing. So you get the specials, AKA Gangsters versus the Selector. And this is how this originally came out, with it like that. Two-tone labels, absolutely fantastic. And if you get these, the original ones of these, they cost you a pretty fortune now. I mean, this wasn't cheap. I think when I bought this, I got this from Big Apple Records in Nottingham, which isn't actually even there now. And I think the chap wanted about 90 quid for it. But because I was like a regular customer, he let me have it for 70, which is still a lot of money though, isn't it? Still a lot of money. Then we get the Prince by Madness with this two-tone sleeve, which again, get the original singles in the two-tone sleeve is quite rare. And then Madness by Madness on the B side. I won't get them all out, I'll just show you the labels and things like that. This will be a really long video. In fact, what I'll do, I'll just give us 2 secs. Okay, you're back, folks. Sorry. What I've done, I've took all of them out there because otherwise it would have took us, you know, forever to do it. So that is the slipcase, the little folder. So the rest of the singles that we get is, or are, shall we say, you've got the Selector on My Radio and Too Much Too Young. Now, the only thing with these is I can remember that they used to come out the top, but on these, they come out the side like that. They Again, looks like these have never been played. No, when I got these, I did play some of them, but I haven't played all of them. Then we've got A Message to You, Rudy, the specials featuring Rico. And then on the B side of that, we've got Nightclub. Then we've got The Beat, Tears of a Clown. See, that one comes out the top. And that's how I always remember these being. One out the top. Unless it's just the way they've been printed, I don't know. And then you've got Banking Full Stop on the B side. Then we've got Too Much Too Young, the special AKA Live featuring Rico. And I did have this when this came out. I did have the original copy of this. 1980. Too Much Too Young, Guns of Navarone, Skinhead Symphony, Long Shot Kickty Bucket, Liquidator, Skinhead Moonstomp. Look, there's me in the crowd, just there, right at the back. So this was called the paper label. I think that's what they'd call it. The two-tone paper label. Wicked label though, isn't it? And I suppose if you don't live in the UK, then you probably will never have seen these. And if you did get them in America, I think that there was actually on Chrysalis label, weren't they? Not two-tone. Well, I've got that long. Then we've got 3 Minute Here. Again, this one comes out the side. The Selector and James Bond by the Selector. And that is the James Bond theme. I mean, some of these would cost you a hell of a lot of money if you could find them in anywhere like nice condition like these are. So although this set was actually quite expensive, really it was a bargain for what I paid for them. Then we've got the Body Snatchers. Now this was a hard one to get at the time. With Let's Do Rock Steady, do rock steady, do rock steady, uh huh. And then the B side was Ruder Than You. If Nick at Nick's Vinyl Butty is watching, I bet you've got most of these on original singles, haven't you, mate? But I think these were only a limited edition, weren't they, when they did this little set? And I bet that's about 30 or 40 quid to get just on its own, isn't it? To the original. Then we've got the specials with Stereotype. The specials, the special AKA, and the specials AKA was all the same band, by the way. Different name, just slightly different names. International Jet Set. Because around 1980, 81, a lot of these would come with like injected, molded labels. Yeah, this is one of those things where I sort of forgot that I got these, but I knew I had them if that makes sense. But it's such a lovely thing to have. So this is Rico with Sea Cruise. Dun baby on a sea cruise, ooh wee baby. Obviously a reggae stroke ska version, then Carolina. Oh Carolina, bum bum, and it is that version, or ska beat version. I think that was quite rare to get even when that came out, if I remember rightly. It didn't sell very well. Then you've got the specials with Ghost Town White and Friday Night Saturday Morning. Friday Night Saturday Morning is a fantastic song. Ghost Town's a brilliant song as well. So this was like the last sort of like hit that the specials had that had all the original members. Shortly after this, Terry Hall and 2 other members of the band left to form the Fun Boy 3. Although Terry Hall did rejoin the specials many, many, many years later. Very, very underrated vocalist, Terry Hall. And he did have a career outside the specials, like I say, he was with the Fun Boy 3, then he did the Colour Field, then he had a solo um, outing, released a couple of solo albums. Then he did something with Dave Stewart. I can't remember what that was called, to be honest. I think it was only like one album. Was it Vegas or something they called it? So then this was like the Specials comeback single. Although it was only, when was this? This was 3 years. Was it 3 years? Yeah, so that was 1981 and this was 1984. So, Terry Hill's not with them when they do this. This is Nelson Mandela. Free Nelson Mandela. Again, a really, really catchy song. And this has got a a completely different two-tone label. Good song, though. With Breakdown, the Door was on the B side of that. So, because I've been tidying the music room up and sorting records out and things like that, I thought I'd just show you this. Okay, I think I did play it once all the way through. But then again, I've got most of these on two-tone compilations as well, so it's not like I don't ever play the songs. Uh, what else have I been listening to? There was one sec. So obviously, I'm still going through the Agostini Beatles collection. I've also been listening to some of the Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society box set. I've listened to a couple of the CDs that's in it because I think there's 5 CDs in it, and then there's 3 LPs, isn't there? There's the mono and the stereo UK version, and there was it a Swedish version. I've listened to the mono version of the UK album, and then I listened to the Swedish version, which has got a slightly different track listing. Uh, Brilliant. Again, I got that for bargain price. And then it's just been listening to things like this. This is the things we bought oh, in the past month and a half. Um, Brian Ferry, Ultimate Collection. This when I first got this, I cleaned it and it didn't sound very good. So I've cleaned it again, and that sounds okay. Plays wonderful. Some people like boxing music. Some people don't like boxing music. They're just part of my musical heritage because there was virtually always on top of the pops in the mid 70s, early 80s, weren't they? And Brian Ferry had a few solo hits. I mean, he's still going now into Brian Ferry. Yeah, and I think I paid something stupid like £6 for that. So it's a good album. It is a good album as compilations go. Then there was this one. This is one that I forgot to show you in the last sort of like finds video. Julian Lennon, Vilo Ballotti. This was his first album, so I know you've got Valotti, Okay for You, On the Phone, Space, Well I Don't Know, Too Late for Goodbyes, fantastic song. Lonely, Say You're Wrong, Jesse, and Let Me Be, not Let It Be, Let Me Be. I think that was a fiver. Um, then there was this one, Rolling Stone Solid Rock, compilation of early hits from Carol up to like Honky Tonk Woman. Um, I've played it. It sounds okay, to be honest. Again, I've cleaned all these, but this was the one that got a signature on it. Now, somebody said it looks like Bill Wyman, but I don't know, and I don't know who I'd have to go and see to see if it is Bill. I mean, I thought it was just somebody who'd had it and had like put the name on it, but somebody said, "Well, you wouldn't put your signature on an album, would you?" So it's obviously somebody quite. Well, is it somebody quite famous? I don't know. It could be a DJ or something like that. I don't know. And just says, "Oh, can you sign this?" It'd be nice if it was Bill Wyman's, though, wouldn't it? Not that I'm going to sell it or anything. Then there's this one, John Lennon and Yoko Ono Heartplay Unfinished Dialogue. I've only listened to one side of this so far because, again, it's finding the time to listen to these things. Nice. What would you call it? Interview album, dialogue album. Um, You know, it's lovely photo on the front. I mean, look how happy John looks there, or there. What could have been, eh? What could have been? Then there's Ogden's Nut Gone Flake. Again, this was a upgrade for the one I'd already got. Cleaned it. That plays absolutely fantastic, to be honest. Uh, if you ever see any of these records out in the wild and you're not paying stupid money for them, you know they're worth getting. All the best of Stiff Little Fingers. I mean, we saw this when we went to Lichfield in a antique sort of like shop. I mean, all of the records were dead expensive. Even like Beatles reissue, she wanted like 15, 60 quid for. She wanted £75 for this double album. I went to Wicked Clothing, is it? Or Wild Clothing in Nottingham, 20 quid. And it's mint. It is actually a mint copy. I played some of it, not all of it, but I think I've played the first two sides or the first act because it's a double album. So I've played the first album, side one and side two. Brilliant. Uh, the thing is, when I start playing things like that, I forget how old I am and I go back to like when I was like 14 or 15. Then there's this one, Julian Lennon's second album, The Secret Value of Daydreaming. Again, played it. Fantastic. I think a lot of like these Julian Lennon albums are overlooked. Yeah, they had like a couple of big hits maybe on them, but I don't think many people actually bought the albums, if that makes sense. It's a shame because his writing, his songwriting, his keyboard work, his guitar work, his vocals are fantastic. And on them two, he just sounded a lot like his dad as well. Then there's this one there. I got this because I saw it and I just thought of Nick Spinal Butty because I was always going on about Tubeway Army and Gary Newman. Now, I can remember Gary Newman and I can remember Tubeway Army's massive hit, wasn't it? Half Ends Electric. But I thought it was a live album that they made. So I'd never seen this one before. I mean, that shows how ignorant I am, I suppose, in one way. Um, when I first played this, Nick, I will be honest, apart from Half Ends Electric, I didn't particularly like it. Since then, I've played it about 3 or 4 times, and you know, it is growing on me. I think this is one of them albums because I'm not really a Gary Newman fan, to be honest. I think it is one of them things where, you know, it's going to take me quite a while to get into, but I think it's what they call a grower, if that makes sense. I mean, you're probably thinking, Dave, you're mad. It's a fantastic album, and I'm not saying it's not. I do like it, but I don't love it, if that makes sense. And I want to be able to love it because I know you really go on about Gary Newman and Two Way Army and things like that. And yes, I've heard some of his songs like Cars. I mean, how many copies of Cars have you got now, Nick? You must have as many copies of Cars as I've got of White albums. And we'll never learn, will we, mate? We'll never learn. We'll just think, oh yeah, well, there's one there. Yeah, I could do another one. Yeah, but yeah, like I say, it is enjoyable. Every time I've listened to it, I've enjoyed it. But I think it's going to take a few more plays for me to really get into it. Um, only a couple more, folks. Then there's this one, The Five Faces of Manfred Mann. This was one that we brought in Lichfield as well. I have only played this once, um, but I have got another copy of this, which is really battered. So it's not like I don't know what's on it. This was just like an upgrade copy. Um, not really a lot I can say about this. There's not really any big hits on it. It's the early Manfred Mann, isn't it? So you don't get things like Quinn the Eskimo and things like that on it. It's more like a sort of rhythm and blues sort of like band on this. I've got my mojo working. You've got It's Gonna Work Out Fine, Mr. Angelo, Unite Me, Bring It to Jerome, Without You, and it's not that isn't the Badfinger song. You've got To Take It. You've also got Smokestack Lightning, Don't Ask Me What I Say, Sacco Ho, What You Gonna Do, not what you're gonna do about it, what you're gonna do. Hoochie Coochie, now I think that was a single, and I think it didn't get very high in the charts, if I remember rightly. I'm Your Kingpin, and then Down the Road of Peace. Nice album, though. Not something you're probably going to play every day, but this is like one of those albums where, you know, if you just want to listen to something in the background, say if you're editing a video or you're working at your desk or something, and you put this on just as, you know, in the background, I guarantee you probably like it, because it's not the Manfred Man that became, you know, sort of thing. It's an early Manfred Man. Then there's this one. This is Help. Now he'd put this down as a 1969 New Zealand pressing. It's definitely New Zealand, but I would say it's slightly older than that, because on here it says 100 years of recording sound, 1877 to 1977. So if it was 1969, it wouldn't have that on it, would it? So this has got to be after 1977, or the oldest it can be is 1977. Doesn't matter. It plays, and it plays fantastic. It really does. Really, really nice sounding record. I have got a couple of New Zealand Beatles albums. In fact, I've got Please Please Me, which is from New Zealand, and it looks like the gold and black UK one, but it's silver and black, but it's the same sort of like design. Then we've got Abbey Road. What a bog standard Abbey Road. It's not like a mega rare version. It has slightly got the drain on it, which is there, but you're not going to be able to see. If that was up there, that is what they'd call the drain cover. And it's got an aligned apple. The one to look out for is where the apple is there. I think I had to glue this, didn't I, if I remember rightly? I think I had to glue it because it come apart at the top. Cleaned it. It does sound really, really nice though. So I'm not like slagging it off when I'm saying it's a bog standard one. I'm just saying it's you know, it's the Beatles Abbey Road. It sold in its millions, didn't it? And it's not a rare version. It's just the ordinary version. I think it is an early version. I think it's like pre 1971, because it has still got a dark purple label on it. And then we've got Please Please Me. Now this is a reissue, wasn't it? And I think this cost me about £10, if I remember rightly. And it is in the original sleeve. Now on there it says 1082. So does that'll probably mean October 82? And I'd say, looking at that, yeah, it is from it is an 80s version. Quite a thin. Doesn't hurt the record by doing that, you know, as long as you don't do it too much. Yeah, it is quite a thin pressed vinyl. It's in nice condition, though. So that's what they call a 2-box EMI parlophone, because it's got parts on the parlophone label. And it's got 2 EMI boxes on it. I've played this as well. It sounds okay. I'm saying it sounds okay. When I played this, was it last week or the week before, I thought it sounded amazing. But then when I played the D'Agostini one the other day, I'm sorry to say this doesn't sound anywhere near as good as the D'Agostini one or the 2012 version. It is still a lovely album then. And to be fair, you can usually pick these up if you wanted a copy of this. You can usually pick these up for between £10 and £20 for a decent copy. I think I paid 12 for that. And that's going to be it. So, just a little catch-up video, um, telling you what I've been listening to, which, to be honest, I haven't really had a lot of time to listen to things because I've been working, and then I had to finish off the HMV box set miniseries. I've started the D'Agostini one. There will be loads of those coming. I mean, there's 23 albums on there, isn't there? 23 albums, and it is what is it? Yeah, 23 albums, but because some of them are double and a lot of them are triple, there's actually 39 pieces or 39 records. So it's a lot of listening to. I have, although I've only done like an introduction video Please Please Me and with the Beatles. I've listened to a few more of them, but I'm trying to do the ones that were already opened. I've listened to the ones that I've made videos of, are the ones I've had to unseal. Uh, but I did buy them to play them. You know what I mean? I didn't buy them as an investment as such. I just buy them as playing copies. So that's going to be it. If you've enjoyed this video, by the way, please just leave me a thumbs up. If you've got any comments, I should imagine a few people might mention these. Like I say, if you went out and was looking up to buy or find all these in original format, it'd cost you a hell of a lot of money. Um, Excuse me. So whatever you're doing, please stay safe. Just a couple of quick Beatles twist and shout outs. The first Beatles twist and shout out goes to everybody that is supporting the channel. So here's your twist and your shout out to everybody that is leaving me likes, leaving me comments, watching the videos, and just supporting the channel. There's also a twist and shout out to Uncle Paul's Beatles Pop Playhouse. Where's your twist and shout out to Uncle Paul's Pop Up Beatles Playhouse, something like that. Beatles Pop Up Playhouse. Fantastic channel. So if you haven't already checked that one out, please do. And then I'm going to do another one to the Mermaid Tavern. So here's your twist and shout out to the Mermaid Tavern again. A fellow YouTuber. I think he's been doing it a couple of years, maybe just under. Uh, I always come away from watching your videos at the Mermaid Tavern with a great big smile on my face. Very, very entertaining. And also, just a quick twist and shout out. Twist and shout out to Beatle Bad Mate. I hope you're beginning to feel a bit better. Everybody in the Beatle community and the vinyl community loves you, mate, and we are all hoping and praying that you will have a speedy recovery. So that's going to be it. When you watch this on Saturday or Sunday, I will probably be sat in traffic sweating my doodahs off in the heat because we're supposed to be having a mini heat wave in the UK this weekend. So whatever you're doing, please stay safe, stay in the shade, and drink plenty of water if you're out and about. You are the Beatle Dave, and Beatle Dave loves you all. So until the next time, it's over and out.